On behalf of the Mercury players, I'd like to say thank you for coming to see the original cast. It is a great play that was written by a local playwright, and he is actually here tonight. Greg Finnegan, where are you? Ah, there he is. It's a very clever play. Lots of great words in there that have been strung together in amazing ways. So thank you, Greg, for letting us to be the first group to get to do your play. Thank you. Cell phones. Anything that makes noise, makes electronic beeps, electronic sounds of any kind, even taking pictures. Please avoid it. It is very distracting for the actors. And we will have a 15-minute break at one point, probably after the first act. At that point, you're more than welcome to mill about in the foyer and have chocolate bars and pop and water. Of course, you'll have to pay for it, but that's okay. It's cheap. So anyway, thank you very much again for coming tonight. Have a great time. I don't need to say it really. I know you will. Thank you very much.
Come and check out the sound ports. She'll be right with you.
Was our appointment for today? As you can see, I'm not dressed for entertaining a gentleman caller. Why, this morning I just threw on any old thing. Hello, I'm Renda Barber, but I'm sure you know that. And you must be Dan Michaels, our lovely director in waiting. I was thrilled to get your call. But I must admit, entre nous, that it's been many years since I've been on the public stage. I retired to marriage soon after my initial triumph at the Trent Bay Summer Playhouse. Oh, and look, here's my scrapbook. Dear Ted must have put this here. Oh, and there I am on stage in Trent Bay. Would you look at my hair? Do you believe I still favor a flip?
So, Renda, have you given any thought
Right
to the offer that
after
I made
we
to
were
you over the
married,
phone?
Ted was made bank manager here. Suddenly, there was moi, living in this small community. I had to find something to do because I'm a driven person. I've always been driven. That's just me. At first, I thought I might conduct hostess classes and show the local women how to lay a table. After my first dinner party, I just knew my place settings were being discussed ad nauseum. I don't think anyone here had ever even seen a fish fork. Ted liked to joke that he'd rather fish with a fork than with a rod. He can be droll like that. Some people find it amusing. I had done some modeling work, eaten supplies for surprise day flyers, that sort of thing. And so I decided to teach classes, ramp and photo, here at the local night school. My specialty was showing the girls how to come up with 45 poses in 30 seconds. After I graduated from theater school with diploma in hand, I was certain my first professional acting job was going to be something highbrow. But your Uncle Bramwell cast me in this British farce called A Weekend Away. Dear Bramwell, dear flamboyant, but I fear ultimately lonely Bramwell. I could have gotten involved with the community theater group here in town, but I never seemed to have the time. I had my 2 kids enrolled in everything from archery to zither. After Ted retired, we traveled, and then suddenly, without warning, the ingenue is a grandmother. I know, I can't believe it either. lactose intolerant. And Ted is pre-diabetic. So I've had to learn to cook in a whole new way. But doesn't it look good on me? You know, sometimes I sit here in my sun porch and I play the what-if game. What if there had been a theater critic in town that summer long ago in Trent Bay when I got that glowing review in the local paper? Renda Barber is this critic's idea of nubile. What if I had been
So
discovered?
Renda, what about back to me? My offer, yes or no?
I've just now made up my mind. I'll do it.
Aha!
There, am I the most madcap person you've ever met? What have I done? Can I remember stage left from stage right? I just know that you and I are going to get along famously. Madcap!
Hello, Dory. I'm Dan Michaels.
Do you notice an odd smell?
Not that I would define as odd, per se.
Maybe something died in my crawl space.
Or something backed up.
I've had odd smells before. I'm sure it's nothing. Whatever you do, don't tell my son the Tightwater. He'll insist I move out of here into one of those geared-to-income seniors' prisons. I don't like him. I don't even like his kids. Do you know not one of them has any interest in playing a musical instrument?
They sound like Philistines.
I never believed in the concept of immaculate conception until my daughter-in-law got pregnant. Made myself a cup of tea, care for one. I concocted it myself. It's a blend of rose hips and hemp and... Oh, heck. What's this floating on top?
So, Dory, as I said on my phone call to you, my uncle Bramwell Michaels was
Say,
the old
isn't
conductor.
Bramwell Michaels your dead uncle who directed me in the original production of A Weekend Away?
Yes, but he's alive and living in Santa Fe.
I've had contact from beyond the grave before, but never from a dead director. And now you say he's alive again?
Yes, well, all those messages that came from Trent Bay, they were from me. I'm the director there now. I was using Bramwell's program. That's not a hat, that's your hair.
Bet I was good in this. Trent Bay. Trent Bay. I remember Trent Bay. It's got a little hole-in-the-wall cafe that serves fabulous all-day breakfast. Not long after doing this play, I married a Lithuanian film director. We started making propaganda art films. 16 mil stuff. Very subversive. That lasted long enough for me to have my son. And then I kicked him out. My husband, not my son.
So, can I count on you to rejoin the rest of the original cast?
I could use a summer gig out of town, because I don't have any air conditioning, and if this summer's anything like last summer, then I'll be sleeping outside again. My son hit the roof when he found out I was sleeping on the porch. He said anyone could come up and take advantage of me. I said the only one I'd let take advantage of me is an air conditioner salesman.
Well, our theater will be air conditioned before we begin auditions. I told the board it had to be airy. Actors need air.
Are you sure your dead uncle hasn't been trying to contact me? There's been a strange energy around me for the past week. You want an answer from me today? Of course I can pull this off. I've played this part before.
So, Bramwell, according to Bramwell, you were always known as the queen of farce.
Now I'll be known as the queen mother of farce.
Hey, where did you put my,
What you bought yesterday?
No, the one I bought last week.
It's still sitting in the breezeway.
Breezeway. Where the hell is the breeze? next door. Oh, and Beth is home too.
Married. Many of the kids have done that.
That summer in Trent, we need to get a motel room and a hot plate so that we can save money.
Oh, well, what young married couple doesn't need to save money? Although after what your mother said to me at our wedding, I don't know how I went through with it.
But what did she say? That you were damaged goods? Everybody was in those days. Mother's been gone these 10 years.
She took a stroke.
She took a stroke. She died from the shock of my brother telling her he was really a woman trapped in a man's body.
Jack, we don't talk about those things in front of strangers, even if they are in the theatre.
Let me put on a pot of coffee. I got one of the new restaurant coffee makers. You gotta try it. I'll make you a large, but I'll only charge you for a medium.
Your uncle told me I had natural comic timing. Just to fill the dead air. You know, when you've been married as long as we have, believe it or not, you've probably said everything to one another you want to say. We need something to do this summer. Besides, what else have I got planned? Inflating the turtle pool for my grandkids?
Hey, you know, there could be some folks in Trent Bay who still remember me on stage. Beth only performed there with me a couple more summers, and then she got the family way. So I had to give up the acting and the part-time sales job and make some serious money. Beth worked until I got my teacher's certificate. And all those years of teaching phys ed on gym floors, it took its toll on my knees. And I had to get both of them done last year. Well, remind me to show you the scars sometime. You'll have a hard time seeing them. Oh, I need to take Beth somewhere this summer, where she doesn't have to spend all her time cleaning.
Jack, have you seen...
It's on the top of the, oh, well, then it must be, it's under the,
Mother, just sit quiet and read your People's Friend. I'll look in on you later. Hello. I am sorry. It's, Donnie.
Dan Michaels. Like I said on the phone to you, I'm just taking over at the Trent Bay Summer Playhouse. It was my uncle, Bramwell Michaels, was the director there. And he...
Well, I remember Bramwell Michaels, and that summer, 30 years ago, working at Bramwell's Theatre in Trent Bay, I was young and away from home for the first time. those were truly my salad days. I threw my cap over more than one windmill, let me tell you. Somehow I always knew I was made for the stage. Stick a number 5 and stick a number 9, that's all I needed. When the play ended, I moved to the city because I thought, now I am a thespian. In the early days, of course, I toured. Bus and truck, they called it. Never caring where I slept. Why, the number of times I woke up staring at a strange ceiling. Ah, yes, I did them all, leads and walk-ons. Then Mother had her first incident. It began with her having weak spells. She would stand up too fast and get woozy. She's baffled the doctors, let me tell you. She's seen more specialists than Carter's has pills. She's always had a delicate stomach. And at times, all I can cook for her are coddled eggs and tapioca pudding. When Mother began her slow decline, I had no choice, so I moved home. I took a job at the local haberdasher's while I cared for Mother. I mean, what else could I do? She'd taken care of me while I was growing up, hadn't she?
Yeah, exactly.
It's always been just the two of us. What now, Mother? Would you excuse me, please? My mother lives with me. I'm sorry. I live with her. I've always tried to keep up with my theatrics. My friend Clarice would come over, and she and I would do scenes from famous plays. We planned on entering the drama festival with a cut-down version of Elizabeth and Essex. We would practice in the lounge so as not to disturb Mother. But she still said that Clarice's voice quality was grating, so we had to curtail. Every so often I see something in the theater line that interests me, but I have to consider Mother. Once I saw an audition notice for the local Shakespeare club, so I put on a bit of slap and I swept in, and of course they wanted me to do everything from Laertes to lighting. Mother, I'll be right in. I must look out my old kimono to wear in my dressing room. I still have it after all these years. It was a gift from an admirer. Happy days.
Can I fix you a drink? I sometimes have a CC and 7 around this time. My wife gives me that long look that women do when she sees the bottle come out, but hey, if I feel like a scotch before noon, why not? So, what about this here? Bailey's and something. Sounds like a theatrical kind of drink, eh? Yeah. Sure. So, your scheme is to get all of us to play the same parts all over again, eh? After all these years. The old gang back together. And you figure the public is going to pay good money to come out and see this? 30 years ago. I just finished business school. I went to Trent for the summer. My folks had a cottage there. I'd done some theater as an undergrad, so just for a laugh, I took the job your uncle Bramwell offered me, yeah. Because the theater was where all the pretty girls were hanging out. Once I got on stage, I couldn't beat them off with a stick. Bramwell even made a pass at me. But I'll let it go. Well, that summer, everybody made a pass at me. Anyway, I knew my father wasn't going to let me take this theater thing any further, so I went into business with him like he planned. And when he died, I took over. Made cardboard boxes. Sounds dull, but look around you. The box for this vermouth. We made it. How's that for irony, eh? Yeah, I keep telling the wife, it's cardboard boxes that allow her to be on any damn charity committee she wants. She just walks in, waves my checkbook at them, and they make her vice president. Yeah. She likes that kind of thing, you know. Wife didn't want kids. Would have spoiled her figure, I guess. And I didn't care much either way. So. In the winter, we have a condo in Palm Desert because I like to golf.
Right.
We belong to this club that boasts the best caddying. But it's not the caddying I care about. It's the bartending. I got this guy there, right? A Filipino, or maybe a Mexican. Anyway, he makes this whiskey sour that is so smooth, you don't know you've had 4 of them until you get behind the wheel of the golf cart and end up running into the pro shop. Then you should see the way to give me that look, right? Oh, well, I hope you keep a well-stocked bar in the theater. Nothing like playing to a Saturday night audience that's been well lubricated. Done?
Happy now. All right.
Urinals!
Pardon?
The new urinals are in place. They look pretty stiff. Hey, you want to come try them out?
Not right now.
Hey, I got some 3/4 round down the truck. Finish this off real nice. What's it supposed to be again?
Well, when the fabric is all on it, it's going to become a window seat, and then someone's trousers end up inside. Oh, and in case your dad's wondering, I'm going to be taking my uncle's part, but I've got the rest of the original cast signed, sealed, and hopefully delivered here next week.
Well, before my dad starts rehearsals, he's going to give me a hand and we'll rip out that orange carpet in the lobby.
Oh, I shudder to think what's underneath there.
Probably more orange carpet.
Tell me that we're going to be able to open in a month. Tell me that just because this theater has sat empty for too long, that rising damp or dry rot or a gypsy curse won't make it collapse on opening night.
Maybe yes, maybe no. But hey, that's showbiz, right? It's why guys like you do this stuff.
Last minute bundle check. Wig box, full length mirror, shoe tree, summer separates, portable treadmill, and personal small appliances. I wonder if I should take the dog. Wait a minute, I don't own a dog. I wonder who he belongs to. Well, Trent Bay, here I come. Trent Bay. I seem to remember it's up north. Do you remember
Yeah, he'll be here every week like clockwork. Did you remember to pack
It's in
my...
the suit bag.
Oh.
I should try and check and double check that the oven's turned on. Yes.
When is the last time you used the oven?
I still bake sometimes. Oh, I know your mother claimed that she won a prize from Five Roses Flour. But she stole that recipe from Funny Farmer. There, I've said it.
Are you going to be like this all the way up in the car?
Oh, Jack. You and me on the stage again.
You and me on stage again. Or at the motel room we booked has bunk beds. Luggage on the top bunk again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just think, 3 weeks from now will be opening night. A knock on my dressing room door. 5 minutes till curtain. Thank you, I call to the minion. And then I take my place in the wings, while out front the first nighters are agog. Someone waves from a box to the stalls. A pair of opera glasses is trained on the lower balcony, and I'm waiting in the wings. Mother? Mother? Please stop whimpering. I repeat, I have engaged a very exclusive and very expensive private nurse for you. And now, stand back, everyone. Giles Stanhope is returning to the stage.
Somewhere the sun is over the yard arm. So I'm going to propose a toast. To me. Bill Lamson, you're about to do what your old man never wanted you to do in the first place. He thought that a guy who had anything to do with the theater was a pantywaist. Old man never did understand me. The old lady was so afraid of the old man that she never disagreed with anything he said. Well, I may not have turned out what the old man expected, but I'm still a good guy. So here's to taking another shot at it.
Sorry, I was just working through some of the blocking there. I'm just, by the way, I hope your dad's still fast on his feet. This is a farce, and there's still some fairly quick entrances and exits, like,
My dad has to do that?
yeah, good luck. Well, are you saying your dad's past it? Well, if your dad's past it, well, what about the rest of them? Oh, what have I done? What have I done? I'm supposed to produce a breezy British farce. After meeting the rest of the cast, I'm sure it's going to be a wheezy British farce. I mean, and let's face it, it's 30 years later, right? One of the guys has got bad knees, and one of the guys hasn't been sober since the 80s. One of the guys keeps his old mother locked up in a room. One of the women thinks that she's psychic, and believe me, her cat is more psychic than she is. And, well, one of the women is sort of faded glamour in a sun porch, and one woman is just kind of bitter.
Well, you have to work with my dad.
And if there's one thing that'll make me reach for a bottle of rye grain vodka at 9 in the morning, is that smug look on her face. But she is right. If I want to make a horse's ass of myself, I don't have to travel all the way to Tranbay. I make a horse's ass of myself right here.
Sorry I'm late, people. You know, the traffic in Trent Bay can be a disaster. Hello? Hello? Come out wherever you are. Is there anybody here?
Oh, can I help you?
Ronald, it's me.
Oh, I didn't recognize you looking all like. Did you dye your hair?
No, it's natural. I was sitting out in the sun while I pored over the prompt script. And that thing you're holding there, if that means you're about to give me some bad news, then I want you to speak in dulcet tones.
What?
Dulcet tones!
Oh, that's what I thought you said.
So, do we have a theater?
We most likely won't have a theater till about 4 hours before we officially open.
Ha! I like an optimist. So, are the others in the green room?
The others? Oh, yeah. No. I was about to go in there and get started.
So did you give your dad a ride here today?
Yeah, but not here. To the hospital.
What? No. Please, no.
I gotta sit down. See, yesterday there was good old Dad. He's up on the roof trying to fix the flashing. Now, I always said the flashing wasn't right on that roof. He said it was just fine. Then we had the storm the other night. And Ma got real upset because the rain leaked into her crafts room. Used to be my bedroom, but now it's what she calls her crafts room. And the rain leaked in there and soaked the wallpaper border right off. So she gives him the silent treatment. So today he gets up on the roof to try and fix things. And by the time I arrive, he's up on the roof and she's down below, yelling at him to get down because he's not wearing his steel-toed boots. He's got on his sneakers because he figures he's going to get better traction with his sneakers. And sure enough, the flashing is all curled on one side. I mean, you can see it from the driveway, but sometimes you just can't tell in anything. And then, as he goes to lift up the flashing, wouldn't you know it, he loses his footing, he slips down the roof, lands on Ma's, what do you call that, thorny bush by the front door, and luckily he's wearing his coveralls, because no man wants to land in a thorny bush the way he did if you get my drift. And now his hip's all buggered up. The flashing's still screwed, so I'm going up there this afternoon to fix things. And Ma's real sorry she ever complained, because now Dad can't do your play like.
Say that again?
Dad's out of your play.
So let me get this straight. You knew about that flashing business up on the roof and you didn't fix it?
Well,
So it's your fault and you're going to have to take his place.
what are you talking about? You're crazy. Me do acting?
Well, he did it and it looks to me like this acorn didn't fall that far from that oak.
I can't put on makeup and some skimpy costume and prance around.
Look, I'm not asking you to join the cast of the Cirque du Soleil. I'm telling you that you're going to take your father's part in this play. And if what I think has happened and the rest of the original cast don't show up, then I'm going to be producing a two-hander for you and me. Capiche?
Wow. Listen to you, man. Is that what they call artistic temperament? All right, I'll do it. You're on. I'll do it on one condition, that I get paid double time if I've got to finish the repairs around this place.
I'll talk to the contractor. Consider yourself hired.
Oh, look at me. I'm on stage.
Yeah, you got matinee idol written all over you. Now, put away that lethal weapon you're holding and come back here for a production meeting.
Yes, sir. Woo-hoo.
Oh, hello, Dan, my treasure. I really shouldn't be here, you know, but Ted insisted. It turns out that he went ahead and rented a cottage for the entire run of the show. That was his little surprise for me, although he knows I don't like surprises. And it turns out that we even have a secluded code, because apparently Ted likes to skinny dip. The things you find out about someone you've been married to for years, things you really don't care to discover. Well, if I do decide to stay and be in the play, I hope my dressing room has a small divan for catnaps on 2 show days. You can see this is definitely a work in progress. I'll just take the tiniest look backstage, shall I? Oh, funny. I would have chosen a different shade for that seat cushion. More mulberry and less aubergine.
My son made me so damn mad that I had to come. He said he was absolutely appalled of his mother being on stage. Thought I'd finally given up the idea of having a career. Well, I told him I wasn't going to be in some burlesque show. I was going to do the same play I had done 30 years ago, right here. Well, it could use a little work, but the memories that are in this house, in the wings, in the pit. That's funny. I'd have sworn this theater had a pit.
This theater is a pit. But a little bit of this and the whole place is going to look like happy hour.
So, Bill, let me guess. You're not staying because you've got a big business merger opening or closing, or you never act in a play in a month with the letter R in it.
Sorry to disappoint you, but you got me for the run of the show. I was all set to tell you that I'd retired for good, and then the wife said something that made me change my mind.
What was that?
She'd booked us on an educational cruise of the Galapagos Islands. Said the educational cruises were the latest craze. I said, no can do, got myself a summer job.
Yeah, right.
What's that sound? Is this theater haunted? I am very attuned to the paranormal. Greetings! I come as a friend. Please, show me a sign. Are you the ghost of a chorus girl dressed in rag tights and drooping feathers?
No, it's only me, center stage Stanhope.
She thought you'd be some old Corrine.
I have finally arrived. Dear Dan, were you a titch worried that I wouldn't show? I can still see poor Mother pulling up her Venetian blinds and peeking through as the taxi drove away. But what could I do? I had to come, hadn't I? I had made a commitment to the theater, and it was my sacred bond. My friend Clarice said just that. Giles, you have made a sacred bond with the theater, and you mustn't break it. I can still have Mother up for a short visit once the play opens. I told her I'd rent a wheelchair, and she could come and see a performance some afternoon. I could put her wheelchair right down there. Ooh, well, maybe not there. The floor there seems to be slightly underwater.
Here I am, back at the Playhouse. It's as if 30 years have vanished. Oh, I brought along my old show program so that I could identify each of the original cast. Bill Lamson, is that you?
You're not the dead spirit of this theater, are you?
Dory! Dory White! Oh, it's been years. Years that you perhaps spent on an extended archaeological dig in the Goldberg. Don't worry, Hanuman, I have some foundation cream that will work miracles. We're going to need a lot of pink gels up here.
Oh, that stealth figure I'd recognize anywhere. Hello, Rendevarder.
Hello, Giles. Stand.
We'll talk to this guy, Dan. I'm sure he'll understand that if we agree to stay and do this play, we may have to take some days off here and then to go home and check on things.
If we miss Barbara's birthday, we will never hear the end of it. That's all I'm saying. Are you sure we once worked here? None of this is coming back to me.
Hi there. I'm Jack, and this is my wife, Beth.
Hello, we're not staying. Are you folks with the theatre?
It's Jack and Beth, the Ketterings. Hello, how wonderful to see you both again. Do you recognize me? See the uncanny resemblance?
There was a bar in Trent Bay that used to open at noon. Anyone feel like a pick-me-up? I need some Dutch courage.
Sorry I'm late, folks. So you know the traffic in Trent Bay can be disastrous. So I just wanted to welcome you here for the first day of the rest of your summer. Today we're going to start on a journey that's going to take us... Please, be quiet! Stop that noise! Come on, do we have... A little quiet!
Our lovely director, looking all tanned and summer blonde.
I just wanted to welcome you all to the Trent Bay Summer Playhouse. Just imagine,
You
It
know,
was
I
30
don't know
short
how
years
to
ago that you all
get
first
on.
met and began working on this little play called Weekend Away.
I risk getting
Now, my uncle Bramwell chose this particular play because it had been a commercial success in several of the theaters where he had worked. And he thought that it would be a nice, lighthearted way of setting the right tone for his new theatrical endeavor, the Trent Bay Summer Playhouse. People! People!
Hey, folks, our illustrious director is trying to tell us something.
Is it lunchtime?
Oh, I wonder if there's a deli close by.
Oh, I should eat something. I get a bit queasy when I've been in the car. Our daughter Barbara, when she was little, used to get car sick, something.
Oh dear, I packed myself a lunch, but I sat on it on the bus.
Hey, Beth, do you remember
She's
where
sitting
the...
down on the corner by the hardware store.
Ooh, I'm suddenly craving something hearty.
Hey, original cast, I'm here to pinch it for my dad. You may remember he was the first one to play the part of Archie.
Oh, yes, I remember. His acting style was rather bumptious, as I recall. Oh, and there was a young woman in the box office who set her sights good on your father. She always wore hip huggers and a peekaboo glove.
Yeah, he married her. That's my mother.
How precious.
I say, it says here in the script that Archie is the sidekick to someone named Bevan.
That's Bevan.
Well, if you're playing Bevan, who's playing Bevan?
Bill here is playing B-Van, but it's pronounced Bevan.
Are you sure?
Say, would there happen to be a men's room in this place?
Oh, sure. But be careful of the second urinal if you're wearing sandals.
I'm not sure if I said that I'll tell you what this theater has been in short history. It's been everything from an auction house to a Free Methodist church.
Oh, don't forget the resident ghosts.
We're not going into that now.
My father says that since it's been empty, there have been lights coming on, and from time to time, voices can be heard in the theater.
I recall several manifestations that first summer.
I don't remember any strange sights.
You didn't share a dressing room with Giles.
I had an inkling someone wanted to come back from beyond to take one last curtain call. Back then I had one foot in the spirit world. What's that?
Oh, that's the carpenter. He likes to work in utility kilt, so it's more comfortable.
Ooh, I must ask you about that.
I know. When I return, I shall make contact with the spirit of this space. Goodbye, gentle friend. Perhaps it's the ghost of an understudy who never got to go on stage. Perhaps she can go on for me one night.
Oh, well, I guess that's a wrap.
So, are we staying here to do this play, or are we going home?
You know best, Jack. Whatever you decide is fine with me.
No, I'm not falling into that trap.
Oh, let's just inquire about the weekly rate at the Vagabond Inn.
That means we're staying.
I wonder if my old photo is still hanging somewhere backstage. I think I'll just go and look up the carpenter in the kilt. Perhaps he's seen it.
Well, I certainly don't want to let everyone down. If they're all going through with it, then so am I. Being the youngest member of the original cast, I really have no excuse, do I?
What just happened here?
As I've been saying all along, nobody does it like the original cast. What have I gotten myself into? Good morning, Dory. What are you dressed like that for?
Well, I slept all night on the set. I don't have anywhere else to stay. I have a slight cash flow problem. My cash doesn't flow. So, if you don't charge too much rent for this, you've got yourself a tenant.
Hi, everyone. I know all my lines. My wife helped me with them last night. Go ahead, ask me any of my lines. Just give me the first word and I'll fill in the rest. Go ahead.
What in the name of Edith Head are you wearing?
Well, I found this in one of the back rooms, one with all the old clothes in it. Look, the tag says Archie. I figured this is what I was supposed to wear.
Yes, it's for a character named Archie for a completely different play. That's a vintage bathing suit. You better take that off before the ladies get here. It's not really, well, it's not quite decent.
Oh, the drywall guy seemed to like it.
Good morning, our lovely director. You know, it's not just any man I'd let see me like this. With my hair, no makeup, I must look like your slightly older sister.
At least you're punctual.
My morning routine usually consists of a modified Tai Chi, combined with my own firming and toning. And, for your shell-like ears only, if I'm at home alone, I sometimes do these exercises au naturel.
Hello, is this the right place? Hello, is anybody there?
Hello, Beth. We're here on stage.
Oh, Jack, they're here. I told you we should have come through that other door.
Nice bathing suit, fella. Dan, the plumber wants to talk with you.
Oh dear. Did he seem testy? He can be very testy. Are all plumbers prima donnas?
Hello, Jack. Hello, Beth. Oh, I feel so alive today. I just had a terrific ride here.
Well, you must be in great shape. I mean, you didn't even break a sweat.
Oh, well, the carpenter's truck was stopped next to me on Main Street. So I grabbed onto his tailgate and he pulled me all the way without knowing. Beth, you look well rested.
Why? What did you hear?
Sorry?
You don't have the room next to ours at the Vagabond, do you? Oh, I can explain. We had an accident with the top bunk.
We both tried to get into it. It broke under the weight.
Jack. No, of course that didn't happen. It was obviously faulty.
But I wasn't.
Are we taking it from my first entrance stage, right?
Hi, everyone. I know all my lines.
Snap! You and me both.
Let's all take off our clothes and go to town, eh?
Oh, Bill, I'd forgotten that you actors type like to use that type of amoral flippancy. Not that I'm a prude, mind you.
Oh, well, you sure were their first summer. You and Tony Curtis here had a bit of a summer fling. Eh?
I did look like Tony Curtis, didn't I?
Good morning, people.
Is it break time yet?
You know, it's all coming back to me. The stairs, the alcove, the cupboard under the stairs, French windows, exit to the kitchen, exit to the drawing room.
Giles, you still have a positive aura.
Oh, thank you, Dory. It'll be fun working with you again.
Ditto, Giles, from me to you.
Well, maybe you two can have another summer fling then.
All right, Act 1, Scene 1. The scene is set with what you see here. I'll just place everybody in their opening positions. Brenda, you're back there. Giles, you just ready to go there. And then Beth, corner of the couch. Jack, corner of the couch. Dory, top of the stairs at the back. Please, Bill, this is your spot. And Ronald, you're not on yet, but you'll be coming on soon. So I guess we're all off the book now, are we? I mailed you all your scripts several months ago.
I may seem like a batty old broad, but I always start rehearsals word perfect.
Oh, Beth and I are pretty much off book, aren't we?
Well, speak for yourself. When have I had time to learn lines? lines. I did all the packing, and then the list I had to make, because our daughter Barbara has to have her lists. But Jack and I will go over our lines tonight.
Oh, don't forget, tonight we have to break in the bottom bunk.
Jack?
Thanks for all that sharing. Now, before we get started any further, can I get anybody a drink?
Oh, I'll have a vodka on the rocks.
Oh, I brought my own thermos of tea. Oh. Well, that's funny. It seems to have congealed. After my workout, I usually like to have something that will detoxify and irrigate.
Me? Coffee, double.
Jack, you've had your quota of coffee for the day. We'll both have a cran-apple juice.
Well, look, if you're taking drink orders, I know the guys doing the tiling and the ladies. Oh, by the way, you'll all have to use the men's. The guys doing the tiling probably want a round of coffees.
Would you have something that might tickle my nose?
There you go. On the house. Now, you're all in your places, and can we have action?
That's me. I'm first. Do I stand here?
No, Beth, you and Bill are not on the same spot. Bill, could you be down left a little more? And Beth, remember you're Lady Anthea and you're on the telephone calling Alistair, your husband.
Miss Williams, might I speak? Do you want any kind of an accent?
Could you have basic standard stage English?
Miss Williams, might I speak to Lord Gussie? Alistair, it's Anthea. Thought I'd motor down to Weston-super-Mare this weekend and see if Bevan has anything new in his antique shop. Can you amuse yourself on your own? Ta-ta, darling.
Lady Gussie, it's Griselda Prothero. I am just calling to remind you that you are opening the village fete this weekend. I shall prepare the lodge for your arrival.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm next. Don't tell me. I know this as well as I know his name. Hey Charlie, how you doing? Minty, my water sprite. Anthea's gone down the country to look at Bevan's old bits. I told her I had to go to Wales to visit our knicker factory. Has a leak. Why don't you and I slip down to the lodge this weekend for a bit of, how's your father?
Dear Griselda, could I pop down for the weekend? London is the drears right now. I'll be ever so quiet. You won't even know I'm there. Love from your cousin Minty.
No, Renda, don't move on that line.
Oh, I see the character of Minty as feline, moving and purring and stretching all over the furniture.
Maybe we'll keep that for later.
What's that, Anthea? Weekend away, the lodge, with you and without your husband. Oh, chocolate box romance and all that. What?
And Bill, now, you are there, and Ronald, as Archie, you come sidling down beside Bevan at the bus station, bus stop.
Line?
Hello.
Hello. Line?
Archie.
Archie. Line?
Try it again.
Try what again? I haven't done anything yet.
Well, just take it from the top of the lines.
I gotta tell you, I'm not quite off book yet. Line?
Hello, Archie, old pal.
That's not the line. Listen, Bill. You, as Bevan, are waiting at the bus station. You got your newspaper up. Archie comes sidling up beside you. You lower your newspaper and say to him, "Hello, Archie, old cock."
Nobody's calling me old cock.
Oh, but it's British slang, dear boy. It's used in all these types of plays. Everybody knows that.
But not everybody in Trent Bay knows. I just hear my buddies now. This guy calls me old cock.
Just carry on. We'll fix it in the mix.
Hello, Archie, old cock.
And continue, Bevan.
And continue then.
Use your script.
I told that guy he couldn't plug in his table saw when the stage lights were on.
They played right into our hand. Lady Gossip. Oh, the hell with it.
Whoa. All right, everybody, just take a short 15-minute break.
you?
No, it's good.
Bill, you're here at this time?
Oh, well, I wanted to get in early to work on this script. Use the hidden key you told us about. We've been at this now for almost 3 weeks. And I just stand back and watch the others rattling off their parts. I want to prove that I can do this play. And I can. I just have to be sure of my lines.
Yes, well, you know exactly where you have to move to on stage. You just don't know what to say when you get there. So you stand around waiting for your line to come from somewhere. And it usually comes from Dory, saying it for you from the wings. The thing is, Dory's voice carries, and we hear her saying your lines before you say them.
Is that such a bad thing?
Bill, I know you've stood in front of shareholders meetings and in front of various meetings of fraternal organizations, so I know you can still perform on stage. You just need a little more visual stimulation.
Ah, you're going to put a pretty girl in the wings holding up cue cards for me, eh?
Well, you're getting warmer. I worked with an actress who once was a big name, but age and various prescription pills left her a little bit forgetful. So her director pinned her lines on the back of her feather fan. You get the picture? So for her, it was a security blanket. For you, when you walk on carrying your script and you say your first lines, you relax. And you don't look back at your script and you're nearly word perfect.
So you're going to give me a feather fan with my lines pinned to it.
No, you're going to carry this small leather-bound notebook.
All right, you put a copy of the script in here.
Yes, and you're going to carry it in your pocket like so. And when you come in, you pull it out as if you're going to take notes on all the antiques that are in the room. And when you're secure with your lines again, you just slip it back in your pocket. So let's work through this, try this a couple of times.
Okay.
Try it from the first entrance through the French doors.
All right. Archie, we're alone. Told you it would be a piece of cake. I know where I have to go, and now thanks to the notebook, I know what I have to say when I get there. Brilliant. And devious. I like that in a director.
Oh, that's not in the script.
Oh, but it should be.
Yeah, what about your bad knee?
Well, I had the operation, remember? So now everything under the hood is in perfect working order.
Jack, what's got into you? You're like a completely different person up here. I don't even have to try and make conversation with you. You natter away at me like a sports announcer.
We're recreating on stage what we did that first summer, right? So I'm just extending that into our private life as well.
So, you think we have a future together?
Were you in doubt?
Were you?
No. Well, should I have been? Why? Have you met someone else?
No. Have you?
No. Where would I go to meet someone else?
Well, where would I go? Would you like me to make a list of the typical places I go, Louis?
I'd rather you didn't. Look, I got a better idea. Well, this sofa looks kind of comfortable, and we're obviously the first ones here because I had to open the back door with a hidden key that Dan told us about. So, how about it?
How about... Oh, Jack! No! What if someone's to walk in on us?
You're right. I bet you there's nobody in the box office at this time.
What if someone wants to buy tickets?
Well, I can do two things at once. Do you remember what we used to do?
I don't think so.
Oh, sure you do. Hello, Dolly.
Oh, I was never in a musical. And I know you weren't because you used to tell me you were tone deaf.
Remember, during our... we'd sometimes break into a show tune or two.
Are you sure that was us?
Brenda, isn't it fun doing this play again? I am so glad that you and I are still both so alive.
I don't like to blow my own horn, but this original costume just slipped over my head.
Ooh, I seem to remember that it did a lot of that. You're still in amazing shape, and I understand you have grandchildren.
My son Terry is the custodial parent of 2 daughters, Caitlin and Shelby. Oh, here they are, family photo time. Oh, Caitlin was just getting over a case of preteen acne.
And how old is Terry now?
He's 28. Where does the time go?
Where indeed?
Brenda and Giles, you're ready to go? Great. I don't remember Beth having such a strong voice.
Let me see that family photo album again, now that I've cleaned my glasses. It's just as I thought.
Giles, why are you acting so strangely? You look as if you're seeing things. You're as bad as Dory White. Now, Dan, sweetie, for this scene, I'm mistaken for the ghost of the Pink Lady because I'm dressed in a pink negligee. Now, I brought along a rehearsal negligee. It's a polyester blend, but it does have a nice drape.
Perfect. And Freddie, in a typical British farce mix-up, is also dressed in a pink negligee. And you think that he is the ghost of the Pink Lady, and so to protect yourself from the dreaded curse of being unfulfilled, you throw things at him, and so begins the pillow fight between you. Ronald, we're going to need more quick shots. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Yes. And I'm playing the superstitious Smurd. I stand here and I point at both of you because I think that I'm seeing not one, but 2 pink ladies. The Pink Lady! Ah. And I faint to the floor behind the sofa thusly. Ow! Ow! Oh! Ow! My sacroiliac! Ah! Oh! Oh, I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I'll just go back and lie on my board backstage. You just carry on. Go ahead.
The Pink Lady!
Begone, Pink Lady! I must be fulfilled this weekend!
Get out, you Medusa in Marabou! There are enough mad women in this house.
I have waited years for a go at a Gussie.
You are as frightening as they say you are.
Watch it, Freddie. I don't remember your aim being quite that good. You used to throw like a girl.
Well, I still got to more than first base with you.
Oh, don't be peevish.
befriended me, you took advantage of me.
I took advantage of you?
You thought that by sleeping with me, you would show me how wonderful a woman could be. And I have a son to prove it.
What are you talking about?
Well, where's that family photo album again? There. There. It's as plain as my Roman nose on your son's face. Terry, come to Papa.
Oh, Giles, if you weren't so pathetic, I'd laugh. My son Terry is 28 years old. 29 years ago, I married Ted. And you were in training to be the world's oldest mama's boy.
However, 30 years ago, you and I did more than discuss our dreams of stardom. We screwed the light fantastic. Imagine how shocked you'll be to realize that your son is not 28, but is actually 29 years old.
Giles, Hunbun, I should know how old my son is.
Brenda, you had a hunbun in the oven when you married Ted. Shortly after your wedding, you gave birth to a bouncing 10-pound preemie.
I find this form of theatrical badinage tiresome.
Oh, cut the crap! Take a good look at your son. Now, take a look at me.
Oh, sacrilege! You're just a lonely old bachelor looking for a family.
Oh, and you were knocked up when you married Ted.
How dare you besmirch my relationship with Ted?
Oh, I'm sure he liked you besmirched.
Oh! There!
Likewise!
Giles, we'll be doing a run after lunch.
We're gonna need more cushions.
What happened here? Just what were they rehearsing?
I don't know, some lines from some other play entirely. From what I could hear from backstage, they were having words about the paternity of Brenda's son.
You mean Giles kicked one through the goalposts?
That must have been some summer fling they had those years ago.
Well, this is a busy rehearsal day. Giles and Brenda are stomping about in the wings, and I can hear show tunes coming from the box office.
So, Dory, this is the soda siphon you'll be using in your drinking scene, so practice with it, please.
Oh, I am definitely Mrs. Malaprop when it comes to handling props.
It's simple. Just give it a little squirt.
Here, let me help you. Let me show you how it works. I'll just go off stage and change.
I hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Oh, I'm sure he's been squirted with worse.
I better go practice with this.
Hey, that's just what I need. There, I'm all warmed up.
Yodeling-hoo! There! I'm warmed up.
Which diva are we waiting for now? Or need I ask?
I just found these back in the set, Doc.
I think they're mine.
Sorry I'm late. I've been getting one of my sick headaches all morning.
Fine. We'll block Act 1, Scene 2, and then we'll run everything that we've done up to this point, because I know you're all off book.
More or less.
Dan, when do we get our final fitting?
Tomorrow.
I thought all our old costumes were stored here.
You can still fit into your original costume.
Of course I can, and I still dress to the left.
All right, remember, folks, this play is typical of all British farces. It's all door slams and mistaken identities. So, could we have action, please?
Dan, sweetie, I just need to point out that in a previous scene, I exit by the kitchen, and then I have to re-enter again through the front door. How do I accomplish that without being seen walking across the terrace?
Since you retired all those years ago, there has been a new invention called the crossover, or the runaround. You should be familiar with the phrase runaround. Weren't you known as Runaround, Brenda?
Oh, for the last time, you are not the father of my son!
All right, let's take a 5-minute break. Brenda and Giles, stay on stage. I try not to get involved in the private lives of my actors, but let me tell you, I have gone too far with this production to have a little thing like a paternity suit get in the way.
A paternity suit? Who said anything about a paternity suit?
Well, I, for one, would like to think that in my senior years, my son could care for me.
Oh, well, all right. Have a blood test.
What?
You heard me. I'm in one farce, I refuse to be in another. If you actually think that you are the father of my son, then prove it. Have a blood test. You're not afraid of a small prick, are you?
The gauntlet has been dropped.
Happy Father's Day!
Fine. I'll just call in the rest of the cast and we'll try and pull together this clapped-out geriatric gong show.
Are you saying we're old?
I'm just saying that I think perhaps you may have all slowed just a little bit.
Oh, really? Well, Mary Pickford, hold on to your curls, because you're about to see some pros in action.
Everyone, we're going to take it from the place where I, as the character Smurd, think that I've seen the ghost of the Pink Lady, but it's just Minty with her negligee. Griselda, you're over here. Minty, you're on the other end of the couch, and the rest of you find your places backstage. I will need the applause.
Hypertension just like that. And one day he was here and the next day, gone.
The aliens took him.
Ah,
Maybe he's getting too old for this sort of thing, eh?
Oh, he's coming around.
Oh, yeah, sorry for being so unprofessional there, folks. I got a little winded. Everything got kind of warm and...
Well, I think that means lunch.